Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Savannah Chrisley marks first anniversary of ex-Nick Kerdiles' death. Still don't want to believe it. Savannah Chrisley is remembering her former fiancé on the first anniversary of his tragic death. Nick Kerdiles, whom Chrisley dated from 2017 to 2020 for 4 years, died after sustaining serious injuries in a motorcycle accident in Nashville last year. He was only 29. On Monday, September 23, Chrisley, 27, wrote on her Instagram stories, "I can't believe it's been a year. Broken heart, still don't want to believe it," as she reposted the video she initially shared after Kerdiles' death. She also posted a photo of white roses on the side of a road, likely around the spot where Kerdiles' accident took place, and wrote over it, "Thank you for all the signs you send me, broken heart," along with a Bible verse. In her post last year following the news of Kerdiles' death, Chrisley wrote, "It is impossible to believe that you are really gone. I am not sure how to even absorb that news. I don't know how to react. I am so sad and so numb. I don't want to believe it." The Chrisley Knows Best alum reflected on their relationship, too, as she wrote, "I had just turned 20 when we met. You were only 23. We were just kids learning about life and love and trying to make it all work." Local outlet WRCan News 2 reported last year that Kerdiles ran through a stop sign in a residential area north of Nashville while riding his Indian motorcycle around 3:30 a.m. He hit the driver's side of a BMW, and while the driver wasn't injured, Kerdiles was taken to a nearby hospital where he later succumbed to his injuries. Kerdiles proposed to Chrisley in December 2018, but the pair ended their engagement in July 2020. They remained friends and later dabbled in dating again the following year. 4 months after their split, Chrisley told people that their situation is very unique, and that Kerdiles was part of my family and he still is. "We just want to figure out things on our terms. I mean, Nick's 26 and I'm 23, so we kind of joke we've got the rest of our lives to figure it out," she said at the time. Related, Lindsay Chrisley didn't reach out to Savannah following ex-Nick Kerdiles' death out of respect for her wishes. On the September 24th episode of her Unlocked podcast, Chrisley admitted she'd been dreading the anniversary as she held back tears. "It's so hard. There have been times where I've felt him so present, and it's hard to believe that he's actually gone," she said. In January, the Chrisley Knows Best alum marked what would have been Kerdiles' 30th birthday with a montage of photos on Instagram as she said, "I feel you all around me. I see all the signs. We may have been broken up, but I never stopped loving you. Part of me always thought that maybe we would have found our way back. But who knows?" she wrote in the caption. "I so badly wish we were celebrating 30. I wish I could have seen you be one hell of a dad. You always wanted that. This one hurts. What I wouldn't do for that smile and an I love you kid. Right about now, red heart." Savannah Chrisley woke before sunrise, her bedroom still dark except for a slice of pale morning light peeking through the curtains. She blinked slowly, letting the quiet settle around her. For a moment, she forgot what day it was. But then her phone buzzed, another notification, another reminder, and the heaviness rushed back in. 1 year. 1 whole year without Nick. She sat up, drawing her knees to her chest, her breath stuttering as she tried to exhale. "Still don't want to believe it," she whispered to the empty room. It felt surreal saying it out loud. It always did. Some days it felt like he had simply gone on a trip and would be back with that boyish grin, telling her she worried too much. Other days it felt like she had aged 10 years in a night. Savannah slipped out of bed and padded to the living room. On the coffee table sat a small stack of photos, ones she had intentionally placed there last night, knowing she wouldn't be able to face them unless the day forced her to. She sat cross-legged on the floor, picking up the first one. It was a selfie, her and Nick, noses smushed together, his smile lighting up the entire frame. She remembered that day. Nashville heat, a spontaneous ice cream run, and Nick teasing her about taking too many pictures. "You'll thank me one day," she had shot back. Now she did. A tear landed on the glossy finish. She wiped it away quickly, as if the photo were sacred. Today wasn't about the headlines or the public memories shared by people who barely knew him, though she appreciated them. Today was about who he really was. The guy who made the perfect eggs for breakfast. The guy who prayed before bed, even on nights he was exhausted. The guy who'd call her sass, in that voice that made it impossible to stay mad at him, even when she tried. Savannah leaned back and closed her eyes, letting memories play like clips from a home video. The good ones. The long walks. The quiet talks. The dreams they made but never used. And the hard ones, the ones they worked through, the ones that eventually broke them apart. Love wasn't always enough. She had learned that the painful way. But even when they parted with respect. With gratitude. With hope that life would be kind to the other. Life hadn't been kind. Her phone buzzed again. This time it was her brother Chase. Chase, love you. If you want to talk, I'm up. Savannah smiled softly. Chase didn't always know the right words, but he knew when to show up. She typed back, I'm okay. Love you too. She would talk later. For now, she needed space. She needed silence. She opened Instagram, drafted a post, deleted it, drafted another, deleted that too. Nothing sounded right. How do you capture grief? How do you summarize a soul? She scrolled back through her old photos and found one she hadn't posted before. A candid shot of Nick laughing so hard his eyes were closed. She remembered the moment well. He had been trying to teach her how to ride an electric scooter. She fell. Twice. The second fall sent her sliding across the grass, and he had laughed until his stomach hurt. Not funny, she had yelled at the time. It's hilarious, he had insisted, helping her up. Looking at it now, she laughed through her tears. She uploaded the photo, her fingers trembling as she typed. 1 year. Still don't want to believe it. You deserved so much more life, Nick. Thank you for loving me, teaching me, challenging me, and changing me. She hesitated. I miss you every day. Post. Almost instantly, thousands of notifications rolled in, comments, hearts, prayers. Some from friends, some from strangers. People who knew him, people who didn't. All of them sending love. But she didn't open them. Instead, Savannah grabbed her keys and stepped outside. The air was crisp, the sky an overcast gray, as if the weather were mourning with her. She drove without thinking until she reached the walking trail she and Nick used to frequent. She parked, slipped on her jacket, and stepped onto the gravel path. The further she walked, the more memories she passed. There was the bench where they talked about their future. The bend in the trail where he convinced her to race him, and one. The big oak tree where he once carved their initials into the bark. She touched the letters softly, tracing the familiar S and N with her fingertips. A lump formed in her throat, sharp and unrelenting. I hope you're at peace, she whispered. A breeze brushed against her face, cool and gentle, and for a moment she imagined it was him. His presence had always felt like that, a calming wind, telling her she'd be okay. She continued down the path, her steps slow, deliberate. She wasn't here for closure. She doubted she'd ever find that. She was here to feel connected, even if she could only hold on to that connection for a moment. Her phone buzzed again. This time it was her mom. Julie, thinking of you today, sweetheart. He loved you so much. Savannah's eyes burned. Yeah, she whispered. And I loved him too. She walked for nearly an hour before turning back. At the trail's entrance, she paused and closed her eyes. I'll carry you with me, she said softly. Always. Back home, she lit a candle on her kitchen counter and placed one of Nick's old baseball caps next to it. It wasn't a shrine, she didn't want one. But it was a reminder. A small symbol of a life that had intersected with hers in ways she'd never forget. Evening settled in. She made tea, curled up on the couch, put on the playlist he once made for her, mostly country songs with a few soft rock tracks he added just to make her roll her eyes. She listened. She cried. She smiled. Grief, she had learned, was not a straight line. It was a circle. A memory that comes back sharper on some days and softer on others. Today it was sharp, but tomorrow may be softer. And eventually, she hoped the ache would feel like love instead of loss. Until then, she held on to the truth. She had loved someone deeply, and he had loved her back. Even a year later, she still didn't want to believe he was gone. But she also knew this. Some people leave too soon. Some stories end before they should. But love, the real kind, continues long after.